sort of fit here in the corner.
Okay. Let's hit it.
Oh, thank you so much. Little breathless there. You got to hold that at the second a little bit, haven't you? At the ending, take a breath. Wow, absolutely fabulous. Thank you so much, Edwin Kaplan and Titi Ayangadi, for that rendition of American Haiku in 3 parts by Paul Wianco. And correct me if I'm saying anything wrong, at any stage.
Spot on, really. Spot on.
Good.
Sounds good to me.
Good. Wow, I was filming that, as I say. People go to my Facebook, Ken Avis. you'll find a video of that. I'm still videoing at the moment for some strange reason. I don't know why. But wonderful as it may have sounded, because people have been looking at the live stream, and Heather Goodwin says, thanks for transporting me into this beautiful space while I sit in traffic. That's what the Antidote is all about. So thank you for helping us to do that. And people have been asking again, who was the composer of that piece you mentioned?
His name is Paul Wianco.
Paul Wianco.
And he's a cellist as well. Cellist and fantastic composer, writing for all types of genres, instrumentations. And we love Paul Wianco.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, have you met him?
I did. Edwin, did you meet him?
Many years ago when I was living in Los Angeles. I think he was living there at the time. He may even still be living in LA, but
I'm not sure. He's great. Yeah. We mostly communicate on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one of the features you mentioned at the first show, because this has been a whole month of shows for you, that most of the artists, most of the composers that you're playing are still alive.
Yeah, that's something that you don't necessarily always see with classical music traditionally. I mean, there's been a tremendous push to change that recently, so I don't know that that's necessarily true anymore, but I think it's still so important because there's someone that you might know that's writing a piece right now, and that deserves to be played.
Yeah, and it's great that you can actually make contact with people and talk to about them, to the music and how to interpret. Is there a lot of space for interpretation in this music?
I think so. So, I mean, we can't all see the score right now, but there are parts in the score where Paul...
By the magic of Facebook live streaming,
where Paul will say things like free or molto rit or slow. And, those are all words that are subjective.
Drunkenly.
Yes, drunkenly. This is one of my favorite parts, drunkenly here. And then also sultry, non-vibrato.
Sultry, yeah.
So, I mean, what really... sultry means different things to different people. Yeah.
Well, the other thing that people listening on the radio don't get is the live performance angle and the drama of the performance. I mean, there's a fair amount of... I think acting's probably the wrong word, but I mean, there's some real emotion going into your performance there.
Yeah, it comes from within, and I mean, there's definitely a little bit of choreography to it too. I'm not going to lie about that, but it's just to make sure we're on the same page so that the music's even stronger.
Yeah, and you got to tell a story through the piece, and
we're storytellers. So I mean, there's a little bit of acting and all.
It's all rock and roll, isn't it? Really, at the end of the day,
right?
Yeah.
We're pretending to be musicians.
Yeah. Fabulous. Absolutely. I'm supposed to play some adverts now, but I noticed halfway through that the station manager was floating around, and she was sitting on the floor outside listening. So I think I can get away with not playing any ads, and that way we can play more music. And I think I'll be forgiven for that. Edwin, tell us a little bit about yourself as well, where you've come from. And
well, I come from a family of musicians. My father's a professional violinist. My brother's a pianist, professional pianist. And my mother also grew up playing the violin. And we grew up in the New York classical music scene, and then about halfway through my childhood, then we moved to Los Angeles, and I lived out the rest of my childhood days in LA and went to school there, and eventually came back to the East Coast. And now I'm happy to be living with Titi, and we...
more rehearsal time.
Rehearsal time, and we...
More talking business, scheduling, calendaring.
Exactly.
That's all we do.
Yeah.
You can do the taxes together.
Oh, boy.
Oh, the best part. Yeah.
Saving the best for last.
So.
But what about your quartet?
Oh, and yeah, I'm violist of a string quartet called the Tesla Quartet, and we're based out of New York, and we've been around for about 10 or 12 years, and we play internationally. We've gone to China, we've gone to Korea, we've gone to Brazil, we've gone to all over Europe,
Canada,
all over Canada. Yeah. So yeah.
So you never got tempted to become an accountant or a lawyer then, like most people in DC?
Oh,
well, no, actually, he's in law school. I'm kidding. He's not in law school.
I thought about that once when I was a kid. No, I've always loved music. It's been such a strong part of my life ever since I was just, before I could speak.
It's great. It's nice to talk to Edwin on the radio because when Titi was coming in today, I said, "Oh, if you want to bring somebody," and she said, "Oh, Edwin's coming along as well." I said, "Great, 2 for the price of 1."
Yeah.
So, 2 musicians in a tiny room, beginning to get quite warm in here as well, but we'll survive.
The
We'll
music's
survive.
so good.
Yeah. So, and you have a quartet as well, yeah?
I do, yeah. My quartet also begins with the letter T. We love T's around here. And I'm in the Thalia string quartet. That's spelled Thalea. An unusual spelling, but that should help you find us on Instagram.
And then the two of you are also
In a duo.
building, or you've developed a duo? Are you performing that yet?
We have a duo that is actually under the same management as both of our quartets. So we are performing. We have 2, outside of tomorrow night at AMP at Strathmore, we have 2 more concerts this weekend, one at Asbury, and then also one as a benefit concert to benefit Rwandan school children.
Excellent. Good stuff. We've got lots of people we can do benefit concerts for at the moment.
Yeah.
My goodness. We did one for the Ukraine a couple of weeks. The Ukraine.
Yeah.
That's me being English. For Ukraine a few weeks ago as well, and raised some money there.
If anyone knows of more benefit concerts, I would love to play. So you know where to find me. I feel like I'm talking to the ether.
That's a genuine offer there, folks. I know her. I have the address. I can find her. There's no hiding place anymore.
Twisting my arm, as you can see on Facebook.
So are you going to play another? We should talk a little bit about tomorrow night's concert. So this is the final concert in your Strathmore Artists in Residence series.
Yes. Should I just tell you everything that's going to happen
Tell us
tomorrow night?
everything.
So, as part of the Strathmore experience, as part of being an artist in residence, we're asked to premiere a piece that Strathmore commissions from us. And I have never written, or I had never written anything before. So the first piece tomorrow night is a piece that I've crafted myself. It's a multimedia experience. There's a video, there's electronics, there's cello playing, and a lot of drama.
Like I say, it's all rock and roll at the
It's
end of the
all
day,
rock
isn't
and
it?
roll, yeah. And then I actually get to invite other Strathmore AIR fellow James Fernando on piano and also electronics on stage with me, where we're going to play the Swan by Camille Saint-Saëns like you've never heard it before. I've been calling it uncomposed or decomposed, and I mean, I'm so excited to see the videos after this because I think it's something really special to share. And then we sort of switch gears into a tango mood. And, you know, they always say it takes 4 to tango, but it takes 2 to tango. Actually, do they say it takes 4?
They
They say it takes 2. I got my analogies mixed up. Well,
Because we're playing 4 for tango.
we're playing a piece that's called 4 for tango. Forgive me.
I love this. Classical music's always so serious.
It's not so serious, but I mean, the piece is called 4 for tango. How serious can it be? It's amazing. It's by Astor Piazzolla, and it's really fun. And I'll be inviting Natalie Merjuk, who is a former Strathmore artist, famous, incredible gypsy jazz violinist. On
She's
stage with us.
amazing. She's been a guest on Antidote as well,
Oh,
so
yeah.
our listeners know her.
Natalie, we love you. It's amazing. And I'm also inviting my good friend and colleague, Lauren Spalding, on viola to help fill out the 4 for tango. And then we're going to actually close out the show with a little bit of the Beatles.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. So we're going to play the full B-side of the Abbey Road album, note-for-note transcription, note-for-note violin and guitar solos and vocal solos. It's wild. So we'll end the concert on that note.
It's only rock and roll, as I said. We better get on with some more music. I could talk all day. That's the nature of being on the radio. But tell us what you're going to play next.
So the next piece I'm going to play, it's just going to be me alone. And it's a piece that I discovered during the pandemic that's written about the pandemic. It's called 7, and it has the title underneath it, the subtitle, Song of Isolation. And this is also written by another cellist. Actually, that's a fun coincidence. Both pieces that we are playing today were both written by cellists who are still alive and who are under the age of 40.
Is it a coincidence? I don't think so.
I don't
Sounds
think
like
so.
bias to me.
I sound like a bias. Well, ask me next time. So this piece was written for the cellist, also Thomas Mesa. He commissioned several composers during the pandemic to write about their experiences during the pandemic through the form of music. And Andrea wrote this piece, and it's called 7 because of the 7 o'clock hour where everyone would go outside in New York on their balconies, their little slice of fresh air each day, and applaud. I don't know if anybody remembers that or experienced that, but is really moving. Like to
I
have
remember
this
that.
sense of community, even though you can't reach through the walls and talk to people, but you can reach them through this communal act of clapping, and also through music.
Talking of community, by the way, I'm still live streaming. I never live stream for this long, but my arm, I've got it rested here. Just to mention that we're getting messages from all over the world. Lana Moriarty from Rabat, Morocco, is just saying hello. That's a good hello there. Hello, Lana. Good community. So here we go, 7 with Titi Ayangadi. I hope I'm still saying that right. Your mum's listening, isn't she?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Hello, Titi's mum, Mrs.
Linda.
Ayangadi.
Shout out to Linda. All right, I have to tune my string down for this one.
We can live with that. We can live with that.
So.
Sounds like a cow.
Something like that.
Do you have any jokes to tell us, Edwin, while she's doing that?
Oh, Edwin's full of jokes.
Violinist jokes.
Oh, no.
You learned a good viola one today.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that one out. What did one wall say to another?
Oh.
You want to meet in the corner?
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
multimedia indeed. Here we go. Your mum says hello, by the way.
Hi, Mommy. I love you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Titi. Titilayo, Ayangadi, and Edwin Kaplan, although Edwin wasn't playing on that one. He was contemplating in a corner. Wonderful. You know, that's going to have to be the end of our show, but before we go, thank you again so much for this has been ridiculous fun.
Ridiculous fun.
Yeah.
Perfect way to spend a Tuesday afternoon.
I know. Isn't life good?
It is. It really is.
I think we have to agree on that one. Let's tell people before they go, before you go, once again, tell them where to get information about you, about your music, about tomorrow night's show. And we have about a minute to do that.
Okay, countdown begins.
No pressure.
So where to find me? I'm most active on Instagram. You can find me under my name, Titilayo Ayangade. That's Titilayo Ayangade. Otherwise, you can find Edwin and I at our website, Duo Kayo. That's Kayo spelled Kayo. And then you can find us on our respective quartets' websites, Talia, stringquartet.com, and TeslaQuartet.com.
Fabulous. And tomorrow night, Wednesday night at Strathmore Amp at 7:30.
I believe that it is at 7:30. If it's not at 7:30, it's at 8.
It's at one of those two times. And you can hang out and have fun, and it's a great show. We're going to finish. I'm going to play some music out for the last few seconds. Your mates and my mates, the fabulous Invoke.
Oh, I love Invoke.
Thank you again so much for coming into the show today. A real treat. Thanks.
Thanks, Ken.